I've got gifts for myself. So imagine my surprise when I got a care package from Tarte Cosmetics that will help me stay fresh-faced and gorgeous. I think it's too late for that, guys, but thank you anyway. Thank you for your kind words. So for those of you who don't know anything about makeup or anything about my makeup and what I do, I'm going to briefly explain that before we get into this. And I totally appreciate that quite a few of you will go, this is not my kind of thing, I am fucking out of it. That's fine. But some of you will be very interested to see what's in the care package. But to just quickly mention me and makeup. Firstly, not particularly great with makeup. Allergic to a lot of stuff because there's a lot, and actually it's getting a lot better now because animal cruelty and veganism is bigger. I used to be allergic to a lot of things in them. A lot of like the clarifying concealers that have some sort of exfoliant in them will just destroy my face. I end up looking like a Bajoran or a Klingon, or just breaking out in even more spots than I usually have. And I also have the added combination of being a pasty white bitch from the UK, so a lot of skin colour applications just don't work. They're either the wrong like tone, so they're slightly too orangey, or they just don't go pale enough. So I was actually delighted to get this care package because I've heard about Tarte, and I just haven't really had a chance to get them. They are an amazing American brand. When I opened this in the office, Nina was just like, what? Katie and Radders on Twitter were just like, what is this? And so I'm actually really excited to try this stuff out and see from there if, I can utilise it into my makeup regime, but also maybe become an actual customer. So the first thing from the care package is they have sent us some typical gaming snacks, which include Fuego corn chips. They are hot chili pepper and lime tortilla chips. Oh god, alright. I don't do spice. Oh my god! They're Fuego. They look like fucking chilies. Wow, okay. Right, let's have a little go. Oh, I can taste the lime. Oh, that is sharp. Oh. Oh no, there's the heat. Oh fuck. There's the heat. There's the heat. Oh. They're actually not bad. To quench your thirst and to give you wings, we have good old Red Bull. Those have been in a bag that has travelled across the ocean, so I might just leave those for a while before I open them. They've got a few dents in them. We all know what happens with cans if you shake them and pressurise at places, so I might open them outside actually in like a month when they've calmed down. But those are some Red Bull. We then have these things which I have never seen before, but I love the concept of Go Cubes. They are chewable coffee. Now this Tarte Cosmetics is where you've hit the jackpot because I fucking love coffee. It's got a little bit of like sugar coating on the top, but not like stupid amounts like fruit pastels, It's just got a little bit to sweeten the coffee. And it's basically like Turkish Delight. It's a jellied cube. And it tastes like coffee, which is weird. I'm chewing coffee. How do I know which one the latte one is? How will I know which one is the latte? I've got a sticker, but I don't know the difference. Oh yeah, I can taste the latte. There's a little bit of milk, I think. It might be my imagination at this point. I don't know. I've had so many fucking caffeine cubes, I can't tell. Alongside the foods, they have also sent me a very lovely plush bear onesie. Unfortunately, it is a small, and as a result, a little bit too small for me. Mainly in the height, which is a rare occasion for me. I've had a shower, I have cleansed my face, and I have now put makeup on it. And on the whole, I'm actually pretty impressed. I don't feel like that's particularly different. I may have fucked up slightly on the blending, but that's fine. I have much to learn about makeup. I mainly just literally make it up as I go along most of the time, which is why usually my eyeliner is a fucking shit show. Let's start with the accessories, I guess. Let's go with that, and then we'll work our way up to everything else. Just getting everything out of the organza bag. The lovely organza bag that definitely won't be repurposed for a Christmas present or anything. Seriously though, do recycle your bags. They make for excellent packaging of random shit. 911 under eye rescue pouches that are called pack your bags, because they are supposed to help with the bags under your eyes, which hopefully you can't fucking see because I have blended the fuck out of them and beaten them with my white woman sponge. The packaging is amazing. Just on an aside, it's called Pack Your Bags. It's a little suitcase. I love it. And what these are is these are effectively soothing and hydrating under eye masks, single use, and you pop them on just along the orbital bone, so this bit apparently. Put it on for 10 to 15 minutes and then you take them off. I look forward to trying these after a pretty intense event or something where I haven't had much sleep. Because of the paleness of my skin, it's pretty obvious when I have like bags anyway, so I'm going to save these for emergencies. Moving on from that, we have a sponge, a blending sponge. Susan, don't tell the church. I may have confused the videos together because Susan is the Thanksgiving lady, but you get where I'm going with it. You are never too poor, too contour. Yes, so blending sponge. I do use these and they are pretty good actually for if you're traveling or you need to be on the move with your makeup. The only thing to mention is you can wash them, but I would also make sure that occasionally you chuck them out because they are going on your face and they do hold stuff. The whole point of a blending sponge is it soaks up the foundation or whatever it is you're putting on, so there's not excess colour and excess stuff on your skin. So don't use one of these for months, just as a small aside. Make sure that you refresh your sponges regularly. You can get them in multi-packs, in different sizes and shapes as well. This is quite a normal one. Also, it's not normally this colour, it's purple, but because I put stuff on with it, it's gone a bit, I mean, you can see already how much colour it's picked up. So just remember that. Wash your sponges, ladies, or replace them. We also then have brushes. Now, because of the whole travel thing, and also when I'm in the office, I take my makeup in because sometimes I go to the gym beforehand, so I have to shower there and all of that. I don't generally use giant brushes. So these are kind of a novelty thing to me, but also quite cool because I actually really like them. They're really comfortable. They haven't dropped much in terms of hair because that's a big thing. With brushes, especially very cheap ones, which these aren't. They have actual wood. This is actual wood, it's not fucking plastic. So I would expect these to not drop much hair or any hair at all, at least in the very early bits of usage. They, I think, are both synthetic. This one's definitely synthetic. I'm not sure about this one. I think it probably is. But if you want more info about what these are, this is the Powder Player Bamboo Pressed Powder Brush. So that is your general powder brush, so you put that on your face in total after you've put your concealer on. Yes, I'm confusing my things. After you put your foundation and your concealer on, you would put your pressed powder on over the top just to seal it all. A little bit of a comparison, I suppose, would be when you'd like put powder on ink in the old days and then it kind of soaks it all up, blotting paper and all of that, you know. It kind of soaks it all, seals it all in, and in theory gives you a flawless finish. I should be paid to do cosmetics adverts because flawless finish, I worked that in there really well. It did not. So that's the powder one. And then this one is the Swirl Power Contour and Bronzer Brush. It is a wedge shape. It is a bit of a weird one. You would think like, it's a bit chunky, but I see why. Because the shape of the brush allows you to very easily do that, which is where this has come from. I'm still undivided. I'm still divided over, I think I've gone too far with this. But it was kind of alright, and then I put the highlighter on and it got a bit OTT. But I can work on that. I can fix that. It's mainly me just learning what the fuck I'm doing with new toys. What are you going to put on your face with said brushes and sponges? It's the makeup. And we're going to start with the concealer, which is called the Shape Tape Contour Concealer. Now I don't know who does the palette selections and so forth to send out, but give yourself a pat on the back because you've gotten some really good shades there. I feel like they match pretty well. They don't feel really heavy, they don't feel really cakey. It'll be interesting to see after a few days used how my skin responds to them, but they smell okay. That's a big thing as well, because you're putting this shit on your face, or you're just putting general shit on your face maybe. It doesn't smell, it smells a little bit like clinical, but in a like skincare kind of way, not in a this is bleach that's going to take your face off kind of way. The wands are also quite generous, quite big actually. I think they've got like a little sort of hollow in the end. I don't know if you can see that. But that means it sort of sucks up a little bit of it, and then you could dab it onto your hand, I suppose. Almost like an old school fountain pen. And then you can use the stuff that's on your hand to sort of blend it and then dab it on your face. Or you could apply it directly to your face, which is what I did. But then it means sometimes you're in danger of putting too much on, which is also what I did. And then you've got to use your fucking sponge to try and fix it, which is also what I did. I am incredibly impressed with the coverage. It feels very light. I can't really tell I've got anything on my face. That's in general of all the makeup. Because sometimes it sticks, doesn't it, you know? Or it cakes off, or all of that. So my skin feels like it's breathing, and that's kind of an important thing. And it does also fit in with the Tarte Cosmetics Think Natural concept. So they are dermatologist tested, they are vegan friendly, they don't do animal testing, they are hypoallergenic, and they are also formulated without soy and without wheat. So in theory, quite a lot of the major allergens or sticking points for some people shouldn't be in this makeup. Again, if you want more information about that and about what individual products have in them, check the video description. There will be a link to their website. Next up, we have a few different little boxes of things. We have, and these are not necessarily on my face, the bronzer that they gave me. I thought it was a bit overkill for winter, but it will be very nice for the summer months. And there is your bronzer. This shade is called Park Avenue Princess. I like the little cracks. I know that's a thing, but I like them. I also like the faux snake skin, the faux crocodile skin. I look forward to experimenting with the bronzer in the summer months, or maybe on camera actually. Camera might be alright. I have yet to experiment with this in the live stream room with the bright lighting. Those of you who do stage makeup know that you kind of have to go overboard, which is kind of why I've done this. This is not, by the way, how I would go out to the house during the day. This is more of a night look, so you kind of over-exaggerate the features because either the bright lights wash it all out, so literally just like nothing, or it's all shadowy because it's a bit dark so you can't see stuff. So bronzer may come into play, we shall see. But what I am excited to use, and I have tried to use on my face, again, not necessarily successfully, is highlighter and blusher. Now they're all, I think, Amazonian clay. That's what they come from. These also claim, the highlighter and the blusher claim to be 12 hours. and they are both called, the shade is called Exposed. Ooh, Exposed. So if I just open them, and they all come, by the way, with a little compact mirror, blushers, bronzer as well. So, you know, you've got all the mirrors you could ever want. If indeed, you know, you've packed one but you've not packed the other, this is a handy way of going, we're fine. So that is the blusher and that is the highlighter. So the highlighter I've actually got on here. It's a little bit shinier than I was expecting, so that's why my cheeks look like the fucking sun. But the blusher is very nice. I didn't go overboard. Again, I'm a bit scared with blusher because you don't want to end up looking like Victorian hooer, do you? Moving on to eyes, we're going to start with the colour palette. Now, this is the Toasted colour palette. It comes in a lovely compact tortoiseshell and gold case. Tortoiseshell being something that used to be on an awful lot of stationery desks and stuff from, well, you'd see it on like the Antiques Roadshow and so forth. And in more modern times, in the last century, mainly worn by women from fucking EastEnders or whatever. But I like a little bit of tortoiseshell. It makes it look quite suave. It makes it maybe look like a little cigarette case or, I don't know, snuff box or some shit. But it's not. Inside is this colour palette, if I can do that. There we go. So you have a nice selection of nude to slightly darker colours to play around with. Some of them are a bit shimmery, as you can see. And yeah, I look forward to experimenting with them in varying different environments, because the one that's really dark, I think it's almost purpley, like this one here, I'm obviously not going to stick on my face in great amounts. It would be like in the corners of my eyes and so forth. But I used a little bit of one of the light ones and then one of the sort of mid-range ones to do that. But I did do it with my finger because I didn't have a brush because I'm a scrub. And it's kind of gone on okay considering I used my finger. And I think I blended it okay, but maybe I went a little too orange in light of my blusher. This is something, again, when you get new makeup and you get new colours, you kind of have to adapt and experiment and see what you're most comfortable with. But it's a lovely little case and it has some lovely colours in it. I'll also be very interested to see how this powder does in terms of staying power, because sometimes you get that like weird little wrinkle, don't you, up there when you've like blinked a load, and it kind of collects in there. So it'll be interesting to see if we get that line. Again, it feels like I can't tell it's on, so maybe it will just gently sit there. So we've looked at the eyeshadows, we're now going to look at the mascara and the eye pencil. The eye pencil is a thing of wonder, but we'll come back to that. We'll first look at the mascara. This is the Lights, Camera, Lashes 4-in-1 mascara. I don't know what the 4-in-1 is. I will have to have a look. But this has been on my eyes for a couple of hours now and I'm not feeling any discomfort. I'm a contact lens user, so things like it going in your eyes and making them smeary is a big deal for me. Everything's a fucking challenge for me, isn't it? But mascara is a big thing because obviously I need my eyes to see. So it'll be interesting to see how this lasts and how this comes off. But again, it went on pretty well. It's not one of those like ridiculously bullshit like volumizing wands where the wand is the size of your head and has the weird curves. It is literally a basic wand, mascara wand. It smells, as with everything, pretty nice. Almost like sweets in a weird clinical, it's good for your skin kind of smelling way. Then we have the tartiest double take eyeliner you've ever fucking seen. This, I have seen these kind of things before, but I haven't really tried one, and my god, it's really good. So I've used the liquid liner today. There is a little bit of a smear here, but I can top that up. It's literally just because obviously my eye is blinking and I, in a rush, didn't apply it and wait for it to dry. But it goes on really easily with the felt tip. This is literally a felt tip. No pressure is required and it is incredibly smooth. So impressed by that. It'll be interesting to see how much is in it. I'm guessing that much because the other side is a kohl pencil liner that you screw out like this. So you can basically have whatever kind of eyeliner you want. If you want a sharp line, you can have it. If you want a smudgy sort of line, or whatever charcoaly kind of look, then you can use the pencil side as well, or you can combine both, depends on what you want to do with it. But I liked that. I was pleasantly surprised. Again, I can't feel it on my face. I'm blinking, and this sort of area here sometimes, I know it has run, but that sort of area here sometimes can get really cakey because obviously it is effectively a hinge to your eyelid, and I'm not feeling anything like that at all. Like, it doesn't feel like I've just kind of got to clean the corner of my eye out. There's no like sleep there or, you know, residue. It feels pretty good. Moving on to lips, we have two different types. I'm actually wearing a combination of these two at the moment. So this is a matte lip paint. It is called the Tarteist Quick Dry Matte Lip Paint in Rose, and then XOXO Gossip Girl. These dry really fast. They are really resilient. I will show you the shades in a minute. They have a little wand, and they are quite bold shades as well. This one is very bold, the XOXO one. And then this is the Rose one, so I'll just put those onto my skin. And I'm also going to put on my skin this one, which is a lip balm. And it is called Quench Lip Rescue. So as you can see, it literally is like a little lipstick lip balm. It's got a little bit of menthol in it based on smell, and so I think it's supposed to be like a moisturising one. I mean, the clues in the name, Lip Rescue. And so what I've done is I've used, as I said, I've used this one as a base colour, and then I've put this on as a little bit of shine, because they are also both rose, so they are effectively the same sort of shade, which means you can combine them. But on my skin, now it's almost dry, are the three different colours. So this is the Quick Dry Matte Rose, this is the Quick Dry Matte XOXO, so this darker one, you can see it is pretty red, and then this is the lip balm, this one, the Rescue in Rose. So I've combined that one, and yeah, again, very comfy, you can't really tell they're on, and I actually quite like them. It's not often I find a matte lip paint that sticks around, but from testing this earlier, I can tell you these fuckers do stay on. I had to scrub my hand with a makeup wipe to really get rid of especially XOXO, so they have some staying power. Thank you very much, Tarte Cosmetics. In fact, thank you very much for all of this stuff. I am really excited to try it out in general life, but also for streaming, and it is incredibly generous, and thank you very much. And well done as well, by the way, for recognising that there are women in games who fucking love makeup. Don't forget as well, if you have any queries about where you can buy Tarte Cosmetics from, have a little check in the video description for their Twitter account, which is manned by a support team, but also for their website, because it might be that they have all the stockists that you need there, especially if you're in America, then you're basically sorted, but if you're anywhere else in the world, then they may be able to help you out better than I. I'm going to go now because I have a stream to do, but thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye!